What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another Shit Talk Saturday with your unapologetically black crew. How y'all feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good. It's been a long day today, but I'm good for the most part. How y'all feeling?
I'm okay. I'm sorry if you hear the kids today. We couldn't successfully get them in bed, so we're working on it. There might be a few background noises. It's been hot as hell, so I've been trying to not be outside, but we did go to the zoo yesterday, in like 100-degree weather. We enjoyed the 5 mile walk and animals and whatnot. So it's been cool. We've been summering with
Mm.
the kids. Dre, how you been?
Not good, but it's another weekend for me.
What's wrong this weekend?
Same thing every weekend. I club into a double.
Oh, that sucks. I never understood working doubles like that.
Yeah, nah, it's ass. Like I definitely remember doing that in in retail. Sorry, but yeah, that shit sucks. So I'm sorry. I get it.
I mean, is the wages at least worth the double?
Not really, but it keeps a roof over my head, so I guess it's worth it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, yeah.
But yeah. All right. So let's jump in. Um, Apparently, Sesame Place is racist. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos that have been
Yeah. Didn't
going
did we
around the
talk about this
internet.
last week when we seen it?
I feel like we didn't talk about this last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Mainly because I take notes throughout the week so
yeah.
that I'm prepared.
Maybe as we see stuff, we bring it up and then we talk about it, and that's
We
why.
talk about it in the chat, yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
amongst ourselves.
But I mean, yeah, they are definitely it's
It's giving
definitely
racist.
screams that way. It screams I don't like black kids. That's what it screams.
Yeah, and it's like
Because what if they
freaking
like black adults? They just don't like black kids.
Rosita of all characters. Like, you have no right. You are
Rosita's
like,
played by a white woman. Stop it.
all I'm saying is whether she's played by a white woman or not,
It matters.
you you are not a character who matters. You're not in any Sesame Street photo unless it's extensive. Uh,
Rosita is costumed by a white man. I believe that.
Yes, Jim Henson created all of the Sesame Street puppets to represent inclusivity. That's what
yeah.
she's getting at.
Yeah, he only did it because if they didn't, then Sesame Street would be all white.
No, I mean I get that. I'm just saying as a character, like you don't have a right to be rude. Bitch, no one's really even here to see you for real. Like you're a bonus. But yeah, I mean it's giving racist and they had the nerve to come back and say like that it's not racist, that they just can't see at lower levels in the mask. That's where children are. So I'm not understanding why that's a thing.
Um, at first, it wasn't. At first, they said that she wasn't ignoring the kids. She wasn't ignoring the kids. She was trying to tell the people behind her that she had just passed up that she wasn't allowed to hold their baby because some less melanated people will just shove their baby in your face and tell you to hold them and take a picture because they believe
Mhm.
that they have the right to stop a whole parade. She was telling them no. But then I guess when you look at it from a different angle, you can tell that she's seen the kids and just walked off. Uh,
It looks like she just seen the kids and walked off. Like,
yeah. I mean,
So
I seen both angles because you do see her turn around and do this, like, no, I can't, and then
right.
like kind of like look down and then kind of like see the kids and then kind of walk off.
Mhm.
So
yeah, but
I
she
see
did it
it.
multiple other times too.
Right. And that's what I was gonna say. She did it. She did it like two more other times, but she's not even the one that I have a problem with. It's the one that slapped the girl and ain't nobody like y'all
You
ain't gonna
talking
say
about the one that like pushed her over or
no.
slapped her? I didn't see
No,
the
One,
one that slapped
one
her.
he
supposed to
walked out
slap.
and he kind of did like that and slapped the girl like that. And then I did see the other one, he knocked the little girl over. Those are the ones that should be apologizing.
But
Rosita,
Rosita did it multiple times. She did it to another set of black kids. One kid tried to run up to her, and she just walked right around her.
mm-hmm. I mean, like she might just not like black kids, you know.
Yeah, well, I
You know,
think
some people like
she
they
needs a
like
different job. What?
Right?
no,
Like,
no, no. You know, they like black
Just over
people.
here shooting down
No, they like
kids
black
in
culture, but
their
not black kids.
memories.
Speaking of black kids, I supported a child business, right? So it was a kid-owned business, and it was a black kid. Awesome.
Mhm.
We're making. She made soap. She was 6. Her sibling was like 10, and the other one was like 4. And then she had her mom, you know, being a cashier, and she walked around and she showed the soaps and she did all the stuff she was supposed to do. And I don't really buy soap that people make like in their homes and then try to sell. I don't buy that
Mhm.
stuff, but I donated. I was like, yeah, just take it. Don't even worry about it. I don't need no soap. Just take that and then go keep being great. And then I just walked off. I just wanted to tell that. I can't remember the name of it. It's bad, but if you're ever in Menor, Ohio, at the mall, that's where they're located at. So,
That's what's up.
but
That's what's up.
Man,
Well, I mean, since you segued anyways, speaking of children, the GOP are trying to pass a new bill that says that child support will be due at the month of conception. So, and it goes either way. It would either be due with paternity being known. So if you're married and so some weird situation like that, because that's a thing, you're automatically you can be put on the hook
well,
for child support.
marriage, I don't think you can file child support married
You can, but
unless
it
you're
would have to be
separate.
separated. Yeah,
Yeah,
separated. But
unless
that's
you're
what I'm saying.
separate.
Those situations happen though,
Yeah.
and babies get born in said situations.
Because or actually from what I've seen, even you cannot child support is court ordered, right? But a judge can't is not going to order it unless there is a actual divorce processing happening, right?
Mhm.
So it has to be a file for divorce. If there's not a file for divorce with separation, then the judge will be like, okay, cool, we'll backdate to the date of separation, not
Mhm.
not or I'm sorry, the date of divorce, not the date of separation. So if you're
Mhm.
separated 3 years, but you choose to file the divorce in that 3rd year, your child support only comes from the date of divorce. And then at least
true.
here in Texas, and then on and so forth, right? So I mean, you were gonna get that money anyway if you're pregnant by a married person. You're gonna get that money anyway because they're just
I
gonna
feel
pay.
you.
But
And then
but
on the other hand, for
yeah,
everybody else,
these
go
other
ahead, Rich.
these the average man that ain't married, and then she can just be like, oh yeah, this is your baby. Now you got to pay me child support. So now I'm gonna tell you how many ways this shit can backfire, right? And I was talking with my wife before we started here about this. There's so many ways that this can backfire. Is because and one of them is the fact that what would happen is I would say you'd almost have to force women to prove if he's the father or not. Like if you're gonna put me on child support, she has to pay for the paternity test, right? But in womb paternity tests aren't cheap.
They're not.
I'm not thinking about
They
average
exist, but they're not cheap.
average to $4,000 to $5,000.
You
I'm
said you
sorry.
didn't know they existed.
I didn't know they had that type of paternity test.
Yep,
Yeah, they
they're
do.
very expensive, and most people would just wait until the baby's here to
Right.
Yeah.
do it because it's a lot cheaper that way. But you can, like, if I guess in extreme case scenarios, where you're just trying to prove the birth of you know, it's for the rich people. She has his kid, and she's trying to prove that he really is the baby's daddy. Tristan Thompson and all the other folk. And when you prove that, so she'll spend the $4,000, $5,000 because she know for a fact that when she put his ass on child support, she gonna make 9 times that. But for the
Facts.
average woman who just wants regular child, she's not gonna go spend $4,000 or $5,000 to figure out if he's the daddy. Now she's just gonna wait. But then you waive the 9 months prior child support. You waive it. Or if they make you choose to do it, like say, hey, you have to sign right now. Like if you're getting divorced, right? At the divorce proceeding, you have to say if you want child support or not. You cannot wait and then come back. So if they say when you go to your first doctor's visit, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, and they say, hey, you have to choose right now, either do the paternity test and get the child support, or you waive it altogether.
So is that what you think they should do?
Yeah, because that's
Yes.
definitely not what's in the bill. What's in the bill is you can put him on child support whenever after the child's born and backdate it.
make me pay child support without a court order. The court can't order child support without a paternity test.
Right. So that's
So
what I'm saying.
who pays for the paternity test?
But I mean, that's fine. I mean, the woman can be ordered to pay for the paternity test. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, what you said is your version of how the bill should read. What the bill says, for people who don't know, is that you can have a paternity test done after your child is born and backdate those 9 months of pregnancy to the time of conception for child support from that man. So now he is automatically in debt.
Oh yeah, if you
From the
wait,
moment it comes up and says you're the father and you put him on child
if
support.
they allow you to wait until the baby's born to do it, and then you prove that he's the father, and then they backdate it 9 months, he's automatically in debt. Automatically.
So it's two people that pay child support. What would you say like the median range that would be for like that 9-month wave?
What do you mean
Like
median?
until like how much that would put you back?
Yes.
It would no. They're going to take it and base it off of whatever you make. So
That's
if you
what do you think the average would be?
Oh, whatever average child support is, I think average child support is like $600 a month. So you take 600 times 9. That's what you're automatically in the hole with. So
yeah, I mean, so they might do it based off of like minimum wage. That's the least they can. That's the minimum they can do is they take minimum wage, whether you have a job or not. They'll take minimum wage and say this percent of that, right?
But then it wouldn't be fair to those that make an ass ton of money. You see?
No, but I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying to answer DeAndre's question of like your average man, like maybe he don't have a job.
Your average man has a job. So let's go
maybe
with
he don't.
maybe
not a legal one. Maybe he don't have tax statements to bring to the court.
Look, her statements are not reflective of unapologetically black men, and most men have jobs.
I didn't even put a race on it. I just said amen.
Okay.
Okay. So they have a job.
What the average price is, right? So say it's $600 a month times 9. You're automatically $7,200 in debt. Automatic.
54, but okay.
Well, whatever. You know the number. But even then, even at $5,400 in debt, not only are you automatically in debt, but you're automatically past due on a bill.
Facts.
Which makes you 9 months past due on a bill. Your credit score is about to tank.
Oh, definitely.
Tank. You know what else could happen? You're no longer allowed to get a passport because you owe more than $2,500 in child support. So you can't get a passport. You can't go anywhere. You can't do shit. Guess what? Now you automatically, if you was filed, hopefully this ain't around tax time. Because if it is, you can kiss them motherfucker goodbye. Because the state they gonna take that automatic, and her taxes, she gonna go ahead and get that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So, pre-baby, what am I paying for? You to eat?
Right. So that SNAP and WIC should definitely kick in then, because that's really what it is.
Well, I think WIC
maybe like
WIC
some of your
kick in when you're pregnant. So as soon as you find out you're pregnant, you can go to
That's
WIC.
true. You can be on WIC. That's absolutely true.
But yeah, what the fuck am I paying for? Like, because you pay for your own house any goddamn way. You pay for your own lights.
I think it might be, doctor's appointments.
Medicaid pays for that.
Transportation.
I believe.
I don't know.
Rare argument.
I'm trying.
Pregnancy doctor visits should be free.
They should be, but they're fucking not.
Oh, no, they're not. But I believe that like pregnancy doctor visits and births should be free.
Especially the specialists. Like if you're in the situation where you need a specialist doctor, I had my doctor, and in addition to, because I had diabetes when I was pregnant with Ryan, so I had 2 doctors, and they were super expensive. Like, but I had to. Like, I didn't have any other option. Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're automatically in debt. Your credit score tanks because you're automatically out on the bill. So like you're pretty much crushing any man's ability to sustain or to even have a financial future, because she said she was pregnant 9 months. They're like, yeah, I'm pregnant today. The baby's gonna be here 9 months from now, so you owe child support starting, today.
Oh, and then imagine in the case where you are dealing with a bitter person, you were together during the pregnancy, so you were already paying for everything, and then y'all fall out,
Mhm.
she puts you on child support. Now you have to back pay things that you were already essentially paying for.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
definitely
Because that would definitely be a situation. Hmm.
so I was definitely thinking of people using it as a hustle too.
Absolutely.
How do
Like,
we
I
stop
mean,
her from putting multiple niggas on child support?
all I'm saying is go back to the baby mama, baby daddy episode. If you haven't heard it, there are definitely people who would use it
You know what I'm
as a
saying? She
scheme.
can go get 4 niggas and say that they the daddy until the baby's born, but she didn't already hustle 9 months worth of goddamn checks.
But I feel like they wouldn't put it in place unless there was either a in vitro like pregnancy um paternity test done or post. I think that is what you would have to take to the court in order for them to put you on child support. But
Wow.
yeah, it's
So what
crazy. I mean, it
happens?
is a very pro-life, very Republican bill that's
What
in
do
the
you think
House
would
and the
happen
Senate
if
now.
a male refuses a paternity test? Because you can't make him take a paternity test.
Well, you can get it court ordered in certain cases,
Well, yeah,
right?
you
So
can.
that
Yeah,
could
you
be a
can go.
make
But
you. But I
how much hell
mean,
you got to go through just to get child support? You got to go to get court ordered
you got to
to
find me. Find me,
go to
bitch.
find me, go to court, have it served. So you got to know where I stay at, so that you can have the order served for me to show up to court. Have a court hearing on me having to do a paternity test, and me fight why I shouldn't have to do one.
Because you don't have to go to court if they can't find you to serve you. So, and that's how niggas get away with that for a while.
So now
Like
niggas are just gonna keep moving state to state every time they sleep with somebody.
they out. They out. They
Terrible.
are homosexuals,
It's just
hobosexuals.
Republicans trying to make y'all believe that they were right about abortions.
Basically. And like when it first came out, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I don't agree with this in any way, shape, or form. But as a woman who essentially got rights taken away a few weeks ago, I was like, well, looks like we're even. Like, sounds like a win to me. Fucking win-win. If I can't fucking have an abortion, then pay me what you owe me. And I meant that from a very just, I don't know, feminist place in my heart. But I don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with the bill, but I'm just saying I also don't agree with Roe v. Wade being overturned. So it just felt like I mean, I guess if y'all gonna do this, at least you did that. Tit
And
for
then what
tat. It's
happens?
petty
What
on both
happens if
ends.
what happens if unfortunately she miscarries? Do I still owe for that time frame too?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the whole bill. I don't know if it includes that type of information, but yeah. But that segues into Walgreens. Did you guys hear about Walgreens?
Nah, what happened?
Okay. So, Walgreens has a policy that any employee based off of their religious beliefs or their moral beliefs can refuse to sell you something. So, a Walgreens cashier can refuse to sell you contraception based off of their religious or moral beliefs.
It's just an expansion of what they already fucking do anyway. They can refuse service to anybody. Like that, most stores say that their employees have the right to refuse service to anybody, right? So even if
Yeah.
you don't specifically name it's because of the contraceptive, I can say it's because I believe you were being a dick, and now I'm refusing service to you. So please get out of my
So
store.
that's when it's usually done,
Yeah,
is when you're being a dick. But and Michelle said this is why you guys gotta go through self checkout. That's big
hey,
facts.
fact,
I be looking for
fact.
self checkout in every store.
Not
Like,
at Walgreens. Walgreens said fuck that, and CVS said the opposite. CVS said we don't want to fucking talk to you.
yeah, we
Go
know.
over there. Go
Only
get on the
It's
children's over there
straight.
because we have no cashiers, my
Do
boy.
that shit yourself.
Go get that shit yourself, my boy, because we don't
Um,
want to talk to you.
but yeah, it was basically a story that came out that a woman was buying condoms because her birth control had elapsed. She was being responsible with her partner, and she was buying condoms. And the cashier loudly announced that due to his religious beliefs, he will not sell her these condoms.
I'd have walked
And
to the other cashier in the back.
no, I feel you. So that's been like the big issue going on with Walgreens is that he refused it. She was embarrassed.
What did
And
Walgreens?
Walgreens came back and said, well, that's part of our policy that if it's part of his religious beliefs, um, he doesn't have to sell you contraceptives.
Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't say anything about the store.
They're supposed to find a manager or get you the next person.
Yeah, and then they sell it to me. I'll tell them, I don't give a fuck. I'll come back there. I'll sell it to my goddamn self. You can move. I'll ring this bitch up, click the button. Just tell me what button to click. Click the button and walk the fuck on. Here go your $20, and you keep change, pimp. And I'm home by my way.
No, I ain't been at Walgreens in ages. Do they have self checkouts?
No, not Walgreens.
I feel like I've been to like a couple in the city, like in DC.
Okay, I would say in the hood because that's where most Walgreens.
Yeah, nah, in the hood you still got a cashier.
You still got cashier, but most CVSs across the board in the hood or not have self checkout.
I agree with that statement completely. And I also agree with Michelle's statement that they got the wrong job if they have an issue with that. You're not gonna sell rinds because you're against pork, and I mean that's facts though.
Yeah, they wouldn't. And
okay, but I'm just saying, like, get a different fucking job.
Yeah, most people
you're a cashier.
A job that would require them to touch pork.
I have no authority, bro. Just ring my order up.
You are a cashier. You're not a manager. You're not any like. But that's the job you. But that's the job you chose.
But what if
you chose that job? Choose a job that doesn't involve you selling condoms.
You have no authority.
Technically, they do. They have the authority to not sell it to you.
Which is why I'm saying, like, find a different job. Like, go, like, wash cars or something where it doesn't involve you selling people condoms. But it's still right in the same
how it is. I can be wearing that goddamn full body suit and to wash a car. It's hot as hell.
Not the... Oh, my God. I did not put a race on this man that didn't sell these condoms.
I didn't say nothing like that. I didn't put a race on
over here with the full body suit.
Full body suit. You know how hot it is?
The assumption is that a full body suit is necessary to have.
I didn't say I argue, but I spoke with a customer today, who, I went to a different escape room, right? So I went to go see what it's like at a different escape room, and the difference between mine and a lot of other ones is we don't have a ceiling. So it's pretty much open, so that way there's ventilation comes in, and then those that are claustrophobic, they don't feel as trapped, right?
I appreciate that because I'm claustrophobic as fuck.
No, so here's my answer. When I spoke to one of the guys about this, my answer is we need a roof because my biggest complaint is that the noise level. If you're in one room, you can hear the next room over, so we need a roof. He said, well, what about those that are claustrophobic? I said, well, I guess they'll find somewhere else to fucking go. Because if you're claustrophobic, you should not be in an escape room. That is literally the point of an escape room, to feel trapped in an area. And if you are claustrophobic, I'm sorry, go bowling, go skating, because you can't fucking here. Because these are trapped fucking rooms. I did it today, and it was really fucking fun. And I'm like, like if you're claustrophobic, and I asked another lady, I was like, how do you deal with claustrophobic people? She said, we don't.
True.
To be in an escape room if you're claustrophobic.
I mean, so I'm claustrophobic, but I'm not. No escape room has actually triggered that because I know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I know what I came here for.
Are you claustrophobic space wise, or are you claustrophobic like I don't want to be trapped?
Literally space wise. Like,
so you just like small spaces.
Yeah. So let me just side note, right? Story from my life. So at one point in time in my childhood, my dad took me to McDonald's, and there was like, a tunnel slide, and I was young, like maybe like 7, something like that, on the younger side. And some teenager decided to sit at the end of this tunnel slide, and there was a backup of children. So when you like hit the corner, I was like stuck in the middle, and like everyone was crying and freaking out because it's a bunch of kids stuck in a tunnel slide. And that kind of made me claustrophobic. That was my defining moment of becoming a claustrophobic person.
It's massive. It's like a big ass.
Yeah, no, I get it. In comparison, it's not the same. You're right. You need ceilings. I agree.
So
if it's a noise problem, you need ceilings.
Spaces.
Yeah, mine's a small space situation.
I mean, I don't know if I would trip out over small spaces or not. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't even like being under the blanket for long periods of time. Like, I need to come up for air. Like, I feel uncomfortable.
That's what it's designed for.
I need to breathe.
But yeah,
so yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, question: is there a celebrity that either one of you guys would pay $1,000 for a meet and greet?
Yep.
No.
There is. Matter of fact, it's quite a few of them.
Okay, Rich.
Yep. Megan Good being
Mr.
one.
VIP.
Megan Good being one. If Megan Good wants me to pay $1,000, I will find $1,000. I will sell whatever I have to sell to find $1,000 to have a picture with Megan Good. Especially if she's gonna take them the same way Chris Brown was taking them with the people that paid for them, right? Like fuck it, because
She understood the assignment with Chris Brown, right?
typically if you take a photo with an artist or with a celebrity or something, there's typically space in between, right? Like you're not like they don't really want to touch you or nothing like that, or they just shake your hand. Hell no. Them people said we're gonna pay $1,000 and Chris Brown is gonna like we at prom all over this motherfucker, like everywhere. And if you're telling me I get pictures like that, sorry, baby, if you're watching, but Megan Good is definitely one of those people. Another one of those people is Tori Kelly. I will definitely pay $1,000 to have pictures with Tori Kelly. Miley Cyrus, I would definitely do that.
Wow.
It's a whole list of these motherfuckers. Selena Gomez would be one. What's her name? The Hispanic chick.
Okay, before you make an entire book.
Y'all ever seen All About the Benjamins? The Hispanic chick.
Brittany's here. She got her popcorn in her notebook.
You're not the average person, though. The average person don't got $1,000 to just throw at a random person.
I mean, well, yeah, then you just don't go to that concert or pay the $1,000.
I mean, no, you go to the concert because $1,000 is in addition to said concert ticket price. That ain't just inclusive.
See, look, people are. There you go.
Hey, so I get it. I think it's worth honestly, $1,000 is worth the memory to certain people. Yeah. There is not anyone, honestly, that I would pay $1,000 to meet.
Nobody. You don't have no celebrity crush at all.
It's nobody.
Not a single one not a single celebrity crush. Everybody has a celebrity crush.
So I do have celebrity crushes, but I don't have celebrity crushes I'm paying for.
And then fucking gigolo. Like Brittany would do, and I know Brittany would pay $1,000 for Carmelo. I would pay the $1,000 for her to take a picture with Carmelo Anthony. Absolutely, because that's one of the people that she would like break down.
I have an entire list of celebrities, but I would not pay $1,000 to take a picture with them.
Man, look, I would. It's quite a few.
If you don't see me and feel inspired to take a picture with me by yourself, then I'm not paying for a picture.
Well, but think about it. No celebrity is going to be inspired to take a picture with every motherfucker they meet.
I'm not saying every motherfucker. I'm saying me.
Yeah, but you're every motherfucker to them.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying if they don't see me and they're just struck by my beauty and say, I want to take a picture with you, then
Skylar Diggins. That's the name.
Won't happen. Skylar Diggins, but I'm just gonna have to hope that genetics don't kick in and I catch fucking Alzheimer's, and I'm gonna just have to hold the memory of us not taking a picture together.
I'm gonna make that $1,000 back, real nice, real easy. The hustle don't stop over here. I'm gonna make that $1,000 back. I'm gonna have these memories and the picture.
And I respect the fuck out of that, but it's just not me.
Yep. Like people that
like I come off as real high maintenance, but I'm not that bad.
You know what? It's not even just women though.
What is pink sauce lady?
I don't know.
Who that is.
I don't know who pink. I don't even know what pink sauce is, and I typed that in wrong. There's a P in pink.
Yes.
Although there's just a really weird.
What if it was like instead of pictures, it was a meet and greet, right? Like I would pay $1,000.
It was a meet and greet. It wasn't.
I would pay $1,000 for a meet and greet.
No,
but not just for women. I would pay to see Kevin Hart.
I don't care who it is. I'm just saying no.
Like I would do that, especially if I'm able to ask questions and talk to him. Shit, man, that $1,000 might get you a lot of nuggets. You never know.
We even get a lot of.
I don't know. Okay, but I appreciate you clarifying who pink sauce is, but I don't know what the story is about pink sauce. So if y'all can just bring that to me, appreciate you.
Oh, TikTok, I'm not watching it.
That's amazing.
I thought it was gonna be something that I'd be able to watch, and I'm not watching it.
You sound like Jamal. And then TikTok like slowly made its way into our household.
It's made into my house because Brittany does it.
Yeah, that was a weekly thing for me.
It started with Izzy, and then I got on. She was selling expired pink ranch, and now the FDA showed up at our house.
Oh, what?
How do you make pink ranch?
I'm confused. I didn't know about pink sauce lady.
See why you asking questions just breeds more confusion.
Exactly, but I mean, at least she said something. Thanks, Asia. All right. So, in other news, so a few weeks, maybe about a month ago, I don't even know how long we've been doing Shit Talk Saturday for real, but we talked about we talked about Vince McMahon and like all of the chaos and him paying people off that he was having affairs with. So he officially retired on Friday.
Yeah, retired at the right
I
age of
thought this
70.
man would die in that position.
Nah.
Working on it.
After you get a certain age, right, and you see now, and it starts to kick the fuck in, and the Alzheimer's start to kick the fuck in. You start to be like, you know what? It's probably best if I listen to my, my peoples around me, my publicists, all them people, and just step down, right? Because if not, and you don't, your children will take it from you. And we already know his daughter wanted it. So at some point,
She got that. She got
she was
that.
going to take it. If you didn't voluntarily step your ass down,
She was gonna get a lawyer
she was gonna
and
snatch
some paperwork.
and then now you can't even retire. Now you just lost it. So at least retire, get your pension, go sit your ass at home on the golf course some goddamn where, and then there you go.
I feel you. So he blames it on being 77. And I feel like, I mean, so the McMahon family, if you know anything about them, they live for a long ass motherfucking time. They are all like in their 90s before they pass. So he had a good minimally 10 to 20 years left on him.
Of being coherent, not of being alive. And the man hasn't been coherent in the last 10 years.
I don't know. I beg to differ.
15, they're being generous.
You said what?
15, that man's just been doing whatever.
I mean, I feel you, but he's also in incredible shape. Like incredible shape. Like
yeah, you got money and
physical
time.
health. Physical health wise, I think he would have lived for a while.
Money. I legit believe that he was like he would keep himself in athletic health because he's doing skits while there. It's not like he's just.
That's why I say he has money and time. He has a ton of time to devote to that.
I feel that.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on what time you wake up.
Yeah.
Most motherfuckers wake up at 4 a.m.
So I looked over at Jamal and I was like, I guess we can start watching wrestling again because we had stopped around the Sasha Banks, like Naomi thing. We haven't watched it since. Now that he's retired, Stephanie is co-CEO chair. So that kind of I thought that was kind of weird that he didn't just allow his daughter to completely be CEO.
I wanted Triple H and Steph to take over because Triple H genuinely loves the sport and he loves the craft. That's why I really wanted him to take over that company.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like via Steph, Triple H. I mean, I think he's gonna take over NXT, like have complete ownership of that again, and then yeah, I it's interesting to see where it's gonna go because Vince McMahon has been the head of WWE for decades. So, and has he been crooked? Fuck yes. Has he been racist? Did he say nigga on fucking live TV? Absolutely, he did. Like he has been sexist. He's been racist. He's been a shit show. He is truly Trump's friend in real life, right? Like that is who he is. But as a show, as WWE, even if you haven't watched it since it was WWF, it was still all under Vince McMahon. And like at least in our lifetime as millennials. And so it's like, are you a shitbag of a human? Yes. Did you put on a great production for decades?
But do you believe that was him or more of the actors and athletes that did it?
So the athletes and the actors.
I feel like whoever did it, like no matter who was running it, The Rock was going to be The Rock. Stone Cold was going to be Stone Cold, like regardless of who was running.
Yes and no, because
he was running it damn near since the beginning.
I say it was Vince because Vince has made it his mission to actually have absolute control. This is why I say I don't fuck with him. I think he's a fucking modern day slave owner, but he's made it his mission to have absolute control over the talent. So he could have shut down the idea of The Rock being The Rock. He could have made him be a different character. So he has been the puppeteer of all of this. The talent is the talent. I think they're amazing. But at the end of the day, like, it was him. And it was him because he made it be him. He did not give talent the ability to do whatever they wanted to do. He ran a really tight ship. So, yeah, I think most of what we saw was produced by him. He was the master puppeteer behind it all. So,
okay.
Yeah. But in that, I did mention Trump, and Trump it will be soon announcing him running for president
Don't
in
no.
2024.
Oh, good lord.
Because it is actually a law that sitting presidents cannot be federally tried. So he's trying to become president to not go to jail for the insurrection.
uh,
And the sad part is there is absolutely possible for him to become president again.
oh,
I highly doubt
The
the Republicans.
signs still exist.
He can run and he'll probably run as Republican, but I highly doubt the Republicans will back him. If they like, even while he was in office, Republicans were struggling to keep afloat. And they were like, look, man, like at some point we just gotta let this motherfucker go. If
Yeah.
I believe they will find another candidate, hopefully somebody that's not in their 80s, to run the country.
uh, okay.
You know, hopefully somebody like Candace Owens, she could do
No, absolutely not.
That's
Candace Owens can
hilarious.
run for president.
That's funny. Speaking of presidents, Biden has COVID.
Biden also has Alzheimer's. He also has arthritis. He also has fucking, old people syndrome. He has a lot of shit. So like Biden's health doesn't even bother me. Like we knew this when we elected his ass.
Okay, I do want to say this, Asia. Um, I love you. Let me start with that. But I will say that like the president is literally there for show,
There-
essentially in a lot of situations. And gas being $2 and food being cheap was a result of the secular um like, depression. And I need you guys to help me with words here because this was not wine in my cup.
So here's what I'll say. I will say that technically both of you are right, right? So the president is the face of shit. However, Trump did sign a lot of executive orders that helped a lot of people. So he did more than just show his face. However, I believe Biden probably took over and wasn't expecting Ukraine and Russia to be like, fuck you, no, fuck you.
Yeah, this is
And now
happening.
we're gonna just create a big ass war.
Absolutely.
Um,
Because that had nothing to do
however,
with us.
Trump did it.
Well,
Trump did put a lot of tariffs on shit, right? So imported goods, he taxed coming from China, coming from anywhere. If you were selling this shit to the United States, he taxed the fuck out of it. So that way, we weren't paying the lion's share of taxes. So, and as a business owner, and as Republicans do a lot more for business owners than Democrats typically do. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I vote for Trump because I won't vote for Trump, but
absolutely not. Never in a million years.
most of the time, Republicans are better for Black people in general, and they're damn sure better for business owners.
I
But
agree
I'm
with
not voting for
business
Trump.
owners.
Let's just let everyone fucking know that
I
I'm
agree with business
not running.
owners. But yeah. So speaking of COVID, I don't know if you guys saw on my personal page, I posted earlier today a TikTok that I'd seen early. And I just wanted to bring awareness to it. But she was talking about long COVID and
Who?
some of this long. She was a TikTok. I don't know her fucking name.
Oh,
Uh, but she was talking about long COVID,
long
which
COVID?
yes,
Is there a
which
short COVID?
one? Yeah, short COVID is the regular shit where you go back to work in 2 weeks. Like, but long COVID are some of the different issues that people are dealing with after having caught COVID. So some of the side effects that people
Mm,
aren't talking about. 1 in 10 Americans have it. For her, she's had it for a year and I think she said 7 months, where she can't taste anything the same. Everything tastes like shit or metal, or like it doesn't taste like food. She said everything smells weird. So she couldn't take a shower without plugging her nose for the last like year and some change. Other people were talking about having um, you know, uh just like fogginess of the brain and just long-term symptoms that we don't know what we're dealing with COVID. And we are still in the midst of a pandemic, although we would like to go on and act like our lives are normal. So I'm just, as an awareness to be mindful that people are dealing with this every single day. So while it may just be short term for most people, I've had it like 3 or 4 times. I've had COVID a lot.
Shit.
Like I've had it a few times.
I'm touching people.
You said what? And I don't honestly, I do some really regular shit when I am doing like traveling. When we were traveling, I didn't catch it. But I've caught it at like the first time I caught it was from my future sister-in-law at my mom's bereavement dinner. Like it's always been like things that have been off, not the regular stuff. But yeah, no,
Oh
just
Lord, who?
it's Asia. It's okay.
Okay.
That's how Asia is.
I was like, oh Lord, what is happening here?
That's how Asia is.
Yeah.
But speaking of health emergencies and COVID, long COVID, I just wanted to say something because she was very frustrated and everyone seemed very frustrated about like people not talking about it, like just thinking that, you know, it's over, but people are really dealing with these long-term situations.
I would
So
say
just wanted to bring
it's
awareness.
not that people like we believe that it's over. I mean, when you've been dealing with some shit for the last 2.5 years, like it gets boring to keep talking about the same shit. Like we've been dealing with COVID for 2.5 years. And now it's just fucking normal. Like we get it. Niggas got COVID.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Say it every, unless there's a large outbreak where like you see spikes going back up again, and you're like, hey, you motherfuckers need to go back in the house.
It's kind of still happening, but each mutation of COVID has been more contagious and less deadly. So
it was the same way with the flu. Every time a new strand comes out, motherfuckers gonna try to find a way to fight it. But niggas not complaining about the flu every 30 seconds. You're not talking about the flu. No shit, because
people are still dying from the flu every year.
Way more than they die from COVID. But
I feel
we get it. It's COVID. We know it's here now. We're trying to figure life out. I was talking with a coworker today trying to figure out how airports were before 2001. Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, you used to just be walking in that bitch.
No, that's what was we just walking in the bitch and just going straight to the plane?
We went through a metal detector for like weapons, but we weren't taking off our shoes. You couldn't not bring in water. Asia said Ebola was the same way, which brings me back to monkeypox, which clearly I'm obviously the only person.
Yeah, you're the only person who
really close to it. But the World Health Organization has declared it a global health emergency.
No,
monkeypox. So there's a lot of cases in DC. It is apparently running rapid through the LGBT community.
So how do we get this shit again?
Contact and sexual contact. It's kind of like chickenpox, but like with chickenpox, if you touch another kid, like people used to have chickenpox parties back in the day. Like if one kid had it, they're like, nah, get all the kids infected at the same time. You made a face, Dre. You never heard of that?
Hell no, I ain't never heard of that.
You ain't never had chickenpox?
No.
You've never had chickenpox?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
They must have got rid of that shit when you was born.
I feel like right around like
you're that much older than me, motherfucker.
No, seriously. I do think around like
95.
maybe 91. Like 91. Okay, but you were born in 91, right?
I was born in 90.
Okay. So back to what I'm saying. That's before 91.
Oh yeah.
So 91 is when it became let's do a chickenpox like vaccine as opposed to just making our kids get it. But in our time as children, they made us get it. And if a kid had it, if one of your family members had it, they'd take the other kid around them to catch it so that they just have the antibodies in their system and they'd get over it. Because if you don't catch chickenpox as a kid, you have a higher chance of getting what's it called? Like the adult version of measles, or not measles. No, that's wrong, Brittany. That's absolutely wrong. The adult version of chickenpox.
Which is still chickenpox, by the way.
It is, but no, it's called something else. Like it's more painful.
And I think chickenpox is just more of an annoyance than it is anything else.
Shingles. Thank you, Kendall. I was like, it's not measles.
It's just more of an annoyance. Like, wow, this shit really itches. But I guess with people with dry skin, it's pretty much the same thing for them. So.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you guys.
But speaking of kids,
words.
the photo of the father and the daughter going around. Have y'all seen
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know if the audience
it?
has. I can try to
What
pull it up.
are y'all's thoughts? Have you seen it, Dre?
I've seen it.
What are your thoughts so far?
I mean, I'm not against it. This is how the father would express his affection to his daughter. I've seen it tons of times. I personally wouldn't do that, but that's for him.
So me personally, I'm okay with the second picture, him picking her up and giving her a kiss on the cheek. It's the hand around the head for me on the first one.
Yeah, but I feel like at 10, I feel like she chose to do that.
Right. Got it. Not saying that she didn't.
It's not like dad's like, grab me by my head and kiss
yeah,
me.
I'm not in no way my king. I'm no way saying that you're doing anything funny with your child at all. I would just tell my daughter not to put her hand in the back of my head. But I still kiss my daughter in the lips to this day. I kiss my son that way, and he's 10. Right? Until he says, Dad, stop kissing me. Now I'm gonna keep kissing him until he becomes too big for me to kiss him in the lips. But I always kiss my son on the forehead.
Yeah, she said she's seen a woman do that to a man before, maybe even her mother.
But it's on the flip side. See, people don't flip when a mother does that with her son.
Yeah, because Ryan puts his arm around me like I'm Jamal, like pulls my head onto his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does all of that. And it's because that's what he sees. So to me, in the first picture, when she's grabbing her head, it just seems like that's what she did. And the moment was caught.
Right.
Like, I don't think it was like a, hey, pose for this photo
right.
type situation.
Right.
And then in response, the father then picks her up and kisses her on the cheek. I don't see an issue with it. Like you said, I do think I think that children and things like this are over sexualized. I think that people view things from a place of trauma as opposed to like a healthy, unconditional love type relationship for your child. I feel like people view it as something like, just over sexualized for no reason, kind of like breastfeeding. Like people over sexualize.
So, speaking of
regular shit
stuff, do you believe twerking is sexualized, or do you believe twerking is a dance?
Both. I think twerking is sexualized.
Do you believe that it should be properly sexualized, or do you believe that it's just a dance and it should not be sexualized?
I think it is properly sexualized. I think if I am popping I'm not saying that means someone deserves to be, pushed up on or anything like that. But I think it is a dance that is supposed to be of a sexual nature.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying that a woman who's twerking is asking for it or whatever the case may be, or you should be in her DMs with like unsolicited dick pics, which is illegal now in Virginia. And you can get fined $100 for sending a dick pic, but that's neither here nor there.
$100. You
should
be charged with sexual harassment. Fuck the $100.
I feel you. But yeah, so I do feel like twerking it's a dance, but I think it's a dance that is meant to attract people.
Apparently you hate your friend, and you know that she hates sloths.
She does hate sloths, and Jamal and I make it a habit of getting her sloth things.
That's a terrible
track.
The cute sloths, though, not the actual scary ones. We find the cute sloth things.
That's horrible. You guys shouldn't do that. I vouch for you, Asia. So
the thing is,
and that's on there,
is that we've stopped other people from being mean. It just hasn't stopped us.
See, I'm split because I'm like, you shouldn't do that. I'm a type of friend, so I would do that. So
like we get her real gifts for her birthday, and then a sloth thing. Like maybe it's a sloth card.
Speaking of gifts, where my cans at?
You never gave us your address, and we're kind of waiting for you to have one.
Okay. Oh well, I don't know. You can send it to my house. My wife won't drink it.
Okay, that's fine. We'll send it to your house.
I'll send you the address. I'm not gonna put it on.
So we were kind of don't put it there. Send it to me. Yeah. I don't know how you expected anything to get to you if we didn't have a place to.
I don't know. I just figured y'all knew. Women just know shit. So
Let me tell you, I do know shit. I just don't know shit about you.
I said you're not drinking anything. Can you show her the cans so that she knows that she won't be drinking it? I know she
You want
won't.
me to get up? Okay, hold
No,
on.
call Jamal. He ain't doing shit.
Babe,
Is he asleep?
no, he's up.
Okay.
Can you go get the cans so you can show Brittany? He is in the middle of a Unite match, so give him 1 minute.
Oh.
Oh, he died, so he's good
Let's
to
talk
go.
about how Jamal won't play video games with me, but calls me his friend. Jamal won't play Pokemon with me. Jamal won't play Unite with me. He won't do shit, but calls me his friend. I feel like
He said you
his
won't do
friendship
shit
is
with him
one
and
sided.
call you his friend.
No, you won't
Okay,
because you don't even like those.
so they're energy drinks.
And they have no taste to them. They taste like
They
piss
have no flavors.
and coffee, and you don't like
They're
neither
just
one of those. So don't touch
piss
my
and
shit.
coffee. That's funny.
But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So did you guys hear about Netflix? They're gonna start charging people $2.26 a month if you share your password.
oh, I mean, they should.
$2.26 is not a lot. So I'm actually not mad at that, but it's like
You
But
shouldn't share your password.
that's
I hear you, Rich, but I definitely fucking share my password. Like my friends and I have a bargaining system. Like I
Yes.
have Asia's Paramount Plus, she has our Discovery Plus. We have HBO Max that we gave to my sister. We use her Netflix. Yeah, we definitely have a bartering
Yeah,
system.
yeah. You're definitely not supposed
I hear you. I don't give a fuck.
to.
in that regard, so I don't have that.
You
But
said what?
You have Netflix?
they keep raising the prices.
They do keep raising the
So
prices.
what streaming service do you have?
Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max.
Nigga, you got all of them.
So amongst my group of friends, whose names I won't name, so they don't get charged $2.26,
You've
I
already
have
said
I have Netflix, I have Paramount Plus, I have Disney Plus, I have Discovery Plus, I have HBO Max. I think that
Plus,
might be it. Hmm?
they just have every.
Hulu. I have Hulu.
Mm-mm.
That's yeah. I think that's
So
it.
I'm gonna name the ones we have, and we pay for none of these. And Brittany will tell you if I'm right or wrong. Right. So we have Disney Plus, not ours. Netflix, not ours. Hulu, not ours. Uh, HBO Max is ours. Paramount Plus, not ours. Amazon Prime is ours.
I'm Amazon Prime.
Showtime is ours. Funimation is mine. Crunchyroll is mine.
That makes sense.
What else? Cartoon Network. Oh, all that comes into HBO Max. Cartoon Network and like all that other stuff is on there, but we don't pay for that either.
Rich, you're
Well,
not.
I have Apple TV. That's not
I do
mine.
not. I have Apple TV, but I don't have to pay for it. It came with my phone.
It probably came with my phone, but I don't use it. I use someone else
You have your own, and you use someone else.
because they paid for Spider-Man to be on it. I didn't pay for
Oh,
Spider-Man to
YouTube
be on mine.
TV. We do have YouTube TV, but I pay for YouTube TV.
Okay, true. So that's the reality. 226 I don't think is much. I feel like if you're borrowing someone's password on Netflix, you can throw them at least
Yeah,
the
the
$226.
$2, yeah, to pay for it.
Yeah, I don't think that's too tall of
Uh,
a task.
but also with Netflix, did you guys see that Monique won her lawsuit against Netflix?
I did see that.
She won her lawsuit, and she's getting her special.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great on that. I've always believed Monique anyway. You know, I believe Netflix is a piece of shit streaming service that fucks people over just because they can. Um, they're like the Walmart of streaming services.
Yeah.
Usually,
Brittany said, "What if I have multiple TVs?" They can kind of track if it's a TV outside of your household just by,
Yeah, because what they would do, what Amazon was not Amazon, what Netflix was doing was if you had too many devices, whether they were in your house or not, connected to it at one time, you were no longer allowed to watch until somebody got off.
Mhm.
Right. So I think they capped it. It was like 3. If you had more than 3 people watching Netflix at the same time, you're not allowed to jump on it. Right. And that's probably
Yeah.
something that they'll go back to doing is they'll just cap it and say, all right, cool. Is your plan a family plan? Right. and they're gonna go by average family plans of 5. So if you have a family plan, that means 5 people can be watching this shit at one time. And if not, then guess what, motherfucker? Then boom.
That you paying $266 while he in Ohio or 26 or whatever it was. I honestly don't know how they do it, but yeah.
They'll just assume it because they'll look
Fact.
at it and they'll probably be like, okay, one is always in Houston, and then like the random one always comes up in like New York. Like, okay, you can't be in Houston and in New York at the same
Right
time.
at the same time.
So guess what? That's $2.
No more watching shit together. We gotta watch it on different days. But yeah, speaking of Netflix, this is on kind of a sadder note, but Jack Knight, who is a 28-year-old comedian, he was on Blackish and Big Mouth. That's why I said speaking of Netflix, and he was also on Bust Down, HBO Max. He committed suicide this week, so rest in peace to him and healing energy to his family. They didn't say much about why or what was going on, but I don't know if you guys have seen any of those shows.
I have.
You said
But
what?
Jack Knight.
Jack Knight?
Yeah, JAKKNIGHT.
White guy?
Yeah, black guy.
Yep.
Oh, he's a black guy.
Yeah, young comedian.
28.
28 years old. Jamal and I got put on to Bust Down and we watched it. He was funny. And I don't know who he was in Big Mouth. And I don't watch Blackish, but
that's what I'm saying. I watch Blackish and I'm trying to figure out who he was on Blackish. But I don't remember what he looked like. So I probably just wasn't paying attention.
Okay. I feel you. So yeah, just in the news. And then lastly, the last thing I have written down on my little notes is that BMW are going to start making people subscribe monthly for heated seats and heated steering wheel. So you can buy it up front or you can just subscribe to it monthly.
So here's my take on it, right? It could be cheaper, right? So say instead of putting a $2,000, $4,000 option on the car, and I always have it, but I only use it because I live in fucking Houston, Texas. I only use it 3 months, out of the goddamn year any fucking way.
If you do that.
Maybe if they charge, and so if they charge me, say it's $100 for the month, well, that's only $300 that I got to pay, Or I would just have a cold ass. You're right. I would.
I would just have a cold ass. I'm not paying for you to turn on the coils that are already there.
Now, if they added onto the price of the car already and then just charge me a monthly subscription, well, yeah, motherfucker, I already paid for that.
So I think the option is to either pay for it up front or pay for it monthly. But they are basically allowing you to subscribe into that.
And then, or what you would probably start seeing is a decline in leather interior. People will probably just buy cloth. So now I don't have to worry about heated or cold.
Being cold.
Because cloth seat any fucking way. So
that's real. I thought it was funny because I know that the conversation about cars has come up. As far as like BMWs and just more, luxurious type vehicles.
California by 2030, I believe, California you will only be able to buy an electric vehicle.
Oh wow!
2030, you will not be allowed to buy a gas vehicle in California.
Will you be able to drive a gas vehicle in California? Like if I'm visiting from out of California?
So California is weird, right? Driving through their state and not knowing their state laws don't mean shit to them. Like they don't care if you're just passing through.
True.
So
probably because they're the end of the country and they're like, bitch, where you going? You came here. You should have known where you were going.
You purposely came to California. Like
you ain't coming through.
Yeah.
This is the top and the bottom of the West Coast.
But they'll probably allow it. But like what it'll be is like manufacturers and like dealerships won't be able to sell anything other than electric, right?
You said 2030. It's 2022.
Yeah, that's 8 years.
Okay. We're good. I only say that because I plan on celebrating my 35th in Cali, but that's not 8 years away. So
yeah. You can have an electric vehicle or you can bring a gas vehicle. You just can't buy one there.
Gotcha. Duly noted.
Yeah. Um, so I mean, I don't know why y'all just won't buy an electric vehicle. Uh, these gas-fed machines are tearing up our economies.
I am the child of a Ford Motor Company assistant vice president. I don't know what my dad is, but he's really high up in the Ford Motor Company.
So what you're saying is he can give me a car.
I'm saying he can give me a car. You need Snuggles to determine if you get a car too.
So I can borrow Snuggles, go and get a car, and then
Saying Snuggles decides if you're worthy.
Mm,
Are you Uncle Rich today? You Mr.
yeah,
Rich
yeah,
today.
yeah. Might get a hug, I might get a hey, I might get a high five.
You might be Mr. Rich.
And
Mr.
what
Rich don't
sucks
get
is
cars.
that on the way I can be Uncle Richard, and as soon as we get there, like I don't know you, I don't know what's wrong. It's
Who
like,
is that guy?
who's this? It's like, oh wow,
That's hilarious.
okay.
But on the wrap up, one last story. Speaking of cars, 50 children were found working in an Alabama Hyundai supply factory. So there's child labor happening in Alabama.
Alabama,
That's exactly what Jamal said. He was like, "It's Alabama."
Alabama. There's like Florida of like things that just can't be explained. Florida, Alabama, like they're right there. So we just
Right,
we
Florida
just
man.
we just don't explain those things.
That's
I
fair.
feel that. No, it is absolutely fair because
It's, it's Alabama.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. What's the capital of Alabama again?
is it Mobile? I have
See,
no clue.
Alabama.
I don't do well with geography.
Hey, we don't. It's Alabama. We don't care.
Now I'm curious. It's Montgomery.
Mm. I thought it was Birmingham, to be quite honest.
Sorry.
Oh, she had to cut us off.
Well, there's a child knocking at the bedroom door like they're hostage. I was trying to get my husband's attention without
Speaking of
yelling out.
hostage, my child decided that she wanted to yell that I was kicking her out. So we changed the locks on our bedroom door.
That's hilarious.
I said, Izzy, you cannot have the password to my bedroom door. She's like, so you're kicking me out? And I said, yes, out of my bedroom. What? Why would you kick me out of the house? Now, mind you, she goes from talking quietly to screaming. Why would you kick me out of the house?
I love it.
And I'm
I love it.
I'm just like, Isabella, I'm not kicking you out of the house. You
I
just
love the dramatics.
oh, they were everywhere.
So is your wife clingy and dramatic too?
I feel like most women, right? If you say, scoot over, I need more room in the bed, you just told me to go sleep on the couch. And it's incredibly disrespectful that you would even say that.
And 20% of the bed.
And 20% of the bed is what you get. But if you tell me to scoot over and give you more room, you clearly just don't want me. You don't want me in here. You've kicked me out the house.
Clearly, it's because I'm hot and your body
No,
is making me hotter. So please,
not sufficient.
You're the smallest women that does that, yo.
Not sufficient.
we are not sleeping on the couch at fucking all. I am sleeping in bed. Where you choose to fucking sleep is up to you, goddammit. But I am not. Not under no circumstance.
I got you.
King size bed.
I like to be the voice of the people.
Sway, we own a king size bed. I am sleeping in my bed.
Exactly.
Where Brittany chooses to sleep is up to her. She can sleep in the bed. She can go sleep on the stairs.
I'm just saying, don't request space. Do
I
not request. You get what you get.
For the space, I'm requesting a damn space.
You get what you get. All right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and just wrap this thing up.
All right. So Tuesday we are interviewing Carlos from Black Fae Day. He is the co-founder of Black Fae Day. So that is happening on Tuesday. Wednesday we will be doing LGBTQ plus part 2, which should be a great episode. I'm really excited about it. We have some great guests coming in. We'll have a completely separate conversation than the first time, so it really will be a part 2. Oh, you ain't answer your phone.
Can you continue the ending of the show, please?
Okay, I'm ending the show. All right. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay unapologetically Black. Have a great night.
Have a good